Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's doing okay. Let's come into a seated position. You can use a Pilates ball or a pillow, and you need some kind of strap, so same as always. And we're just going to start with our legs folded. If this is an uncomfortable position for you, I suggest sitting on something, sitting on a pillow or a book, or just raising the pelvis slightly up. And we're going to walk our hands ahead of us and begin to lean forward, bringing our head towards the ground. So we're stretching out our hips and just lengthening through the waist, through the spine. Relaxing here for a couple of deep breaths. Letting the crown of your head drop towards the floor. And then slowly walk your hands in. We're going to take a twist, so let's spin around to our left. You can place your hand on your knee, the other hand behind your back, and go ahead and turn towards the back of the room. Hold 3, 2, 1, and unwind. Let's twist the other way. So hand on the knee, other hand behind the back, and you're going to spiral around, looking to the back of the room. Hold 3, 2, 1, and come back to center. We're going to uncross our legs and cross them the other way, which feels a little bit strange usually. Hands on the floor, and let's walk our hands ahead of us. We're leaning out. Rounding through the spine, forehead towards the ground. And I want you to breathe into your spine here, breathing into your back muscles, letting them expand with the breath. And we're going to relax the back of your neck, nice and heavy. And then slowly walk your hands back in. We're going to take our twists again. This time we'll go to the right first. So hand on the knee, other hand behind the back. Go ahead and spiral around. This is so good for your back. And we're going to unwind back to center and switch. So twist as much as you can. Turn your rib cage, your chest, your shoulders. And then come back to center. Okay, good. We're going to extend out our right leg, and we're going to have our left knee bent really close towards the groin. And now we're going to look in the direction of our right leg. And we're going to take our hands onto the floor and slowly walk them out as far as we can. So you're lengthening out of your hips and forward, so you can think of reaching your chin and your chest forward. And we're not quite on top of the leg, we're a little bit next to the leg, so reaching out on the diagonal. And then hold it here, keeping your chin up and your chest pressing forwards. Take another deep breath. And then you can bring your forehead down, looking towards the floor. We'll stay 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rolling up. We're going to take another twist now, so let's bring our right hand onto our left knee. And again, we're going to spiral around towards the back of the room. And we want to keep this leg really extended straight. So spinning around, ribs, chest, chin. And then unwind, come back to center. Interlace your hands and reach them up to the ceiling. Really, really stretch up so you're growing another inch tall. And we're going to side bend over towards our leg. And come back to the ceiling, inhale. And again, we're going to go over to the side, really push through the palms of your hands. Inhale, we're lengthening up. 2 more, take it over to the side. And stretch. And last time, over. And stretch, good. Releasing your hands down. So now we're going to turn towards our bent knee, bringing our hands onto the floor. And we're going to spin, so you're going to spiral your right hip forward, coming all the way over into a pigeon stretch. If you have knee trouble, I suggest that you lie down on your back instead, and I'll show you a different variation here. You can cross your leg over the opposite leg. So anybody with knee trouble, don't do the pigeon that I'm demonstrating, you'll lie on your back. And for the rest of us, we're going to stay here, and when we feel ready, we're going to bring our hands down, maybe our elbows down. If you're super flexible, coming all the way onto your forehead. Let's breathe here. So really focus on squaring your pelvis to the floor. Ribs and chest dropping down nice and heavy. And breathe. Okay, we're going to come up slowly. You can stay here on your fingertips, and if this feels like a good stretch for you, just continue to hold. Or, for another option, you can grab your back foot and pull it in towards your buttock, which is really painful. I know we need it because this muscle, the thigh, is very tight. If it's too intense for you, you can just keep the leg behind you and do as I showed before, like this. So let's stay for a couple more cycles of breath. Just breathing through the stretch. And release. Put your hands on the floor. We're going to come into a downward facing dog. So stepping the hips back, stepping the feet back, and sending your tail to the sky. And your head is just going to relax. So we're going to nod our head a few times, and we're going to shake it a few times. Nodding the head and then shaking the head. And now we're going to shake our hips. So just moving side to side like a dog wagging its tail. It should feel really nice in your hips and your low back. Okay, good. And then bring your knees down to the floor. You're going to keep your pelvis above your knees, and you're going to walk your hands as far ahead of you as you can, and we're going to drop our chest. So think of the bottom of your rib cage dropping down, your chest dropping down, and your butt really lifting up. And maybe you can bring your chin onto the floor. Or if that's too intense, you might want to turn your head to one side. Breathe in and out. One more, breathe in and out. Let's slowly come back up onto all fours. We're going to do a little bit of circling with the spine, round and up a few times. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the second side. I'm just taking you through one side and then we'll repeat on the second side. And then change direction, circling your spine, rib cage moving up and around. Last time. And release. Okay, so let's do this whole thing on the other side. We're going to sit down and we're going to stretch out our left leg now. So you're going to mirror what I'm doing. The right knee is bent and really, really close to your groin. So don't have your foot out here, bring it in towards you. Okay, good. Now let's take our hands onto the floor. And we're going to walk them forward on this diagonal line. So we're not quite on top of the leg, we're just in front of it. And we're thinking of lengthening our whole spine. So you're lifting out of your hips, reaching your chest and your chin forwards. And we're breathing. It's if you want to get your chin to the floor in front of you. Good, hold and breathe. Really nice stretch to wake up your hips and your spine. And now we're going to bring the chin down and drop the crown of the head. And breathe here. Really relax the forehead towards the floor, making sure your leg is totally straight. And we're going to roll up. Now let's take a twist. So you're going to take your left hand and place it on your knee, and you're going to turn your body looking to the back of the room. And make sure you're sitting up very tall when you twist. It's very hard to twist if you're slouching. Staying 3, and 2, and 1. Let's unwind. Now we're going to interlace our hands and we're going to flip our palms up to the ceiling, and I want you to literally grow another inch tall, so really stretch up. And now keeping that length in your spine, you're going to side bend over and come back. And we're going over and back. One more time, take it over and return, and then release your hands down. Good. Now we're going to turn over, so we're coming towards our bent knee, hands on the floor, and you're going to spiral your pelvis, so turning your hip to face the floor, coming into pigeon. And if the pigeon is too intense on your knees, you can roll onto your back and do the stretch that I showed earlier. And if you're fine here, come down onto your elbows, maybe bringing your forehead down and relaxing as much as you can. So nice deep breathing. Heavy pelvis, relaxing your shoulders. Take one more breath. And then you can walk your hands in towards you. And now it's optional to stay here, just really lifting your chest, trying to arch your back. Or for more intensity, you can grab this back foot and pull it in towards your buttock, which is quite intense, I know. Make sure you're breathing deeply if you're here. And we're going to continue to hold. 2 more cycles of breath. And release your leg behind you. Now we're going to put our hands down on the floor. We're going to tuck our toe under and come into a downward facing dog. So send your pelvis really, really high to the sky. And we want to make sure our chest is pressing back. So we're not forward like this with our weight over our hands, but rather we're pressing our chest in the direction of our thighs. And we're going to nod our head just gently as if you're saying yes. And then shake your head like you're saying no. And nodding the head again. And shaking it side to side. And then we're going to wiggle our hips side to side like a dog shaking out its tail. This is great for your lower back, nice big stretch there. And slowly bring your knees to the ground. Keep your pelvis right above your knees and climb your hands ahead of you, bringing your chest, so you can think of bottom of your ribcage and chest dropping to the floor. Really send the buttocks up. And maybe if you're flexible enough, you can get your chin down on the ground. Or you might want to turn your head to the side. And we're going to breathe, keep dropping your ribs down. Relax your belly. One more breath. And we can climb our hands back in slowly. Coming onto all fours, we're going to do a little bit of mobilizing of the mid-spine. So moving your ribs up and around and down, just like drawing a circle with your rib cage. Up and around. Up and around, keeping the arms straight so it really is your spine that's moving. And then reverse, going the other way around. Circling the ribs as much as you can. Let's do one more. And release. Okay, good. Come and lie down on your back. And we're going to lie with our knees bent and our feet as wide as our mat. And you want to have your feet a little bit away from you, not too close to the buttocks, so take the feet a little away. Hands reach back behind you, breathe in. We're going to do a roll-up exercise. So if you have osteoporosis, I'm going to give you another option in a moment. Just pause and I'll show you. The rest of us, we're going to roll all the way up, circling our arms around and reaching up to the ceiling. We're going to roll back down and we're going to circle our arms back around behind us. So the arms come around and down towards your hips and you reach up. You're going to come down slowly and open your arms around. I'll show you one more. Rolling up, reach. And roll down and release. If you have osteoporosis, you're going to keep your hands on the floor. You're going to bridge the pelvis up and down. So working the legs instead. Lift and down. Those of you in this exercise, just keep going at your own pace. And what I want you to do is keep your heels super glued to the spot. So we don't want to lift our legs as we come up. We want to keep them down and just be moving the upper body, which is quite challenging. We're going to take 3 more. If you're having trouble coming up, just move a little quicker. The momentum will help you. And when you're done your last one, you can stay down on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together like a frog and let your knees open wide. Grab a hold of your elbows and pull back. And we'll take 3 cycles of breath, just really relaxing our belly and our chest. Feeling a nice stretch in our inner thighs. And then we're going to remove the hands and place them behind the back of the head. So we're interlacing our hands. And now let's just begin with the legs. So we'll keep our frog legs and we're going to lift our legs up in the air and down towards the floor. We're going to activate our lower stomach. So you lift with your stomach, legs up and down. And now if you want to work harder, you can add this chest curl. So coming up towards your legs and then bringing your head down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Try not to let your knees become parallel. We want to keep them turned out the whole time. Same with your elbows. So we don't want the elbows to close into the face. We want to keep them wide. Wide knees, wide elbows. And if it's too much for you, you can just continue doing the legs and keeping the head down. We'll take 3 more. Last time. And relax, bringing your knees into tabletop position and just resting your hands by your side. And I want you to think of scooping your stomach muscles in, so really contracting your core. And now we're going to dip our right toe down and up and change sides, left toe down and up. What I'm doing is moving from the hip joint, so the whole leg is moving away. If I was to do this exercise incorrectly, I'd be just bending the knee, lowering the heel, so that's wrong. What we want to do is move the whole thigh away and up while maintaining our imprinted spines. Moving slowly, lots of control. We're using our breath. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. 1 more each side. And then hug your knees, take a little break, relax. And we're going to make one tiny change, but you'll really feel the difference in your core. So returning the legs to the same position but flexing your feet, so toes up. And now we're going to dip our heel to the ground and we're going to return. Change sides, so heel to the ground and return. It really feels quite different on your abdominals. See if you can notice what might be working now that wasn't working as much before. Exhale down, keep flexing your feet and moving the whole thigh away from you. So what I want you to notice is that your upper abdominals are working more now. So it should feel like the whole stomach is working. One more each side. Last time. And then hug your knees to your chest. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And release. Okay, let's bring our legs up. We're going to cross our ankles over and our knees are just slightly bent. So we don't have straight legs, knees just slightly bent. Hands by our sides. And we're going to do a little bit of a rocking movement with our legs going down and up. We're going to lift our tailbone. We're going to rock the legs away from us, towards us, and lift the tailbone. Even the tiniest lift away from the floor is going to really work your abdominals. And we get the lower portion of the abdominals, which is sometimes harder to activate. This is a great exercise. And we definitely don't want to do this in an aggressive way. We don't want to throw the legs towards us. We want to be moving slowly with control and landing gently. Okay, let's change the legs. So now you're going to cross the other leg in the front. And we'll continue for a few more. Little rocking movement of the legs. Down, up. Landing gracefully if you can. 3, you should feel your stomach muscles by now. And 2. And 1. And we're going to come into happy baby. So let's grab the arches of our feet, either from the inside or the outside. Pull the knees towards the armpits. Toes flex and spread wide. We can rock gently side to side a few times here. Okay, release. Let's come up for a moment. We're going to come onto our side. So let's bring the elbow down. You can mirror me and be on your left arm with your knees bent. And your knees will just be a little bit in front of you. Okay, top hand can rest on the floor, maybe on your hip, wherever feels comfortable for you. And we're going to be working this top leg. So we're going to stretch the top knee out and we're going to lift lower, lift and lower, and we're going to bend the knee back in to rest. So we've got extend the leg, twice we're going to lift and lower, and then we're going to bend the knee back in. So we extend, lift and lower, and bend. Extend, lift and down, and bend. You should really feel your buttock working here. Extend, up and down, and then we have 3 more. Lift your rib cage here as much as you can. You want to be away from the floor. Neck muscles relaxed. Last one, here we go. Stretch out, lift and lower, and relax. Okay, good. Now we're going to take this top leg and we're going to cross it over the bottom leg. So just do that one more time. Taking the top leg up, tucking it underneath the bottom leg. So your legs are kind of tied together like a pretzel. And now you're going to lie down on your side and stretch your arms ahead of you. So we're not going to let our knees move. They're kind of stuck in this position. And we're going to stretch our top hand to the ceiling and we're going to reach it back as much as we can. You'll find you can't go so far because your knees are really held in place. But do work on opening your chest. You're going to feel the stretch across your chest and down through your arm. Let's try and turn our head towards the ceiling. And we're breathing here. We're trying to let our shoulder drop down towards the floor more. Taking 2 more breaths. And we bring the arm back. Okay, good. Let's extend both legs out. And we're going to prop our head up on our hand and point our feet. And I want you to use this top hand now for support. So press it into the floor. Your top leg is going to lift and you're going to write your name with this leg. So big as you can, writing your name. This is so challenging. You can write in whatever language you want. You can add your family name if you want to work extra hard. You should really feel it working the buttock and thigh. When you're done, just bring your leg down and rest. Okay, good. Let's repeat on the other side, rolling over. Just check that it's not somebody who can't get into class texting me. Okay, so we're lying down on our side. We're going to support our head. And we're going to bend our knees in front of us. Oh, sorry, we're on the elbow. I'm not concentrating, I apologize. Coming onto your elbow, knees bent in front of you. Top hand can rest on the floor or on your hip. And now we're going to stretch this top leg out ahead of us. We're going to lift it up and down twice. So we go up, down, and then bend your knee back in. And extend out. We're going to go up, down, and bring it in. Let's keep going at our own pace, remembering to lift our rib cage so we're really active in the waist over here. Pushing down into the floor with this supporting arm. And you should feel your butt working over here, top leg. Bring it in. Try and make it a controlled movement. Don't throw the leg, nice and slow. And we're taking 2 more. Reach, lift and down, bring it in. Last time, reach, lift, and in. Well done. Take your top leg and now you're going to tuck it under your bottom. So you're really wrapping your legs together like a pretzel. Come and lie down on your side and extend your arms ahead of you. Let's take a big breath in to prepare. And as we exhale, we're going to stretch this top hand over to the ceiling. We're going to twist as far as we can. You may notice that you can twist more or less than on the first side. Let's turn our head towards the ceiling. Really keep your knees glued to the floor, don't cheat. And hold it here to breathe. See if you can drop your shoulder more towards the floor. So left shoulder dropping down. Just one more breath. And we're going to come back again. And now let's prop our head up and straighten both of our legs, pointing our toes. And we're going to lift our top leg up in the air. We're going to write our name as big as we can. This is usually much easier on one side, depending if you're left-handed or right-handed. It can be really difficult on the hand that you're, on the side that you're not used to writing with. Make sure you're drawing nice and big. Using the whole wall. If you had a paintbrush on your foot, you'd be drawing right across the whole wall. When you're done, bring your leg down to rest. Well done. Let's come up onto our hands and our knees. And if you have a ball, then I want you to work with the ball for this exercise. Coming onto hands and knees. Maybe you want to use a pillow under your knees to be more comfortable. We're going to tuck the ball behind our thigh. Or you could try working with a weight behind your knee or even a rolled up towel, something that feels comfortable for you. Hands on the ground, so hands are exactly underneath shoulders. Now we're going to lift this leg behind us and we're going to draw a circle with the knee. So we're stirring the thigh inside the hip and you're going as big as you can. Just going to be really careful not to bend our arms. Really just moving the leg, nothing else. Pushing the heels of your hands into the floor. Scooping your tummy muscles in and up the whole way through the exercise. And for breathing, you want to be taking a cycle of breath each circle. So we've got inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last 2. And now we're going to reverse, so going backwards. Really try to take the circle bigger. You want to challenge your muscles, work them hard. Don't make it too easy on yourself. Big circles. And again, we're going to go inhale and exhale for each circle. Don't let your arms bend. Make sure they're staying straight. Your core is very active here. This is 3, and 2, and 1. Bring it down. Well done. Okay, we're going to release. So we'll put the ball to the side for a moment. And now the leg that you've just been working, so same leg, you're going to step it in front of you and come into a nice big lunge. Okay, good. So whichever leg was just working, that's the one in the front. And now we're going to bring our hands onto the floor, one on either side of the foot. And we're just going to relax here for a moment. Keep breathing, let your belly soften towards the floor. Okay, so now the hand on the same side as the bent knee is going to reach up to the ceiling. You're going to twist, really stretch up. And then you're going to tap the hand down on the floor on the inside of the leg. So we're going to reach this hand up to the ceiling and we're going to tap it down on the floor. Let's go open and tap. And open. Maybe you can bring your elbow down if you're more flexible. So we stretch wide, elbow down. If the elbow is too much for you, tap the hand down. 2 more. Open, tap, open, tap. Okay, good. From here, let's come into a downward facing dog. So you can step your hips and your feet back. And we're going to pedal. Let's have our feet together. Pedal from one side to the other. Really lengthening out, elongating your calf muscle, your ankle. That Achilles tendon's getting a really nice stretch. Relaxing your head. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Bring your knees down and make your way onto your stomach. Climb all the way down. Our hands are going to come underneath our forehead for support. I'm going to keep my head up just for a second while I'm talking to you, but you can have your head down already. And the leg that you've been working, you're going to continue to work now. So you're going to lift it in the air, keeping it straight, and you're going to pulse it up and down. Try not to let your thigh touch the floor. So really up, up, up without tapping down. Keep it going. Really squeeze your butt and lift as high as you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your leg down. Hands next to your chest. Let's push up into a cobra. Really stretch your spine and raise your chin. And release down. Okay, hands come back under your forehead. Continuing to work with the same leg, we're going to bend the knee, but don't bend it all the way into your butt. So you're going to bend it 90 degrees. Your foot will be towards the ceiling. And we're going to do the same thing with the knee bent, pulsing up and down. So head on your hands, squeezing the butt, and pulse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Let's go for cobra again. Hands next to your chest. Squeeze your butt and push up as high as you can. Shoulders away from your ears and chin up. And then let's go to child's pose. So pull back, press your buttocks towards your feet, and let your forehead drop to the ground. Deep breathing. Okay, make your way onto all fours, coming up onto your hands and knees, and then wiggle your hips side to side, a couple times each way. Okay, good. We're going to do a few push-ups now. So you can stay here in this box shape, and what you're going to do is bend your elbows out to the sides of the room and lower your chest down between your hands, and then you're going to push the ground away from you and lift your chest back up. So we're going down, our elbows are going out. I just want to show you from the front. Elbows to the sides. Your chest is coming down. You want to tap your chest between your two hands right on the floor and then push back up. And our breathing is inhale on the way down and exhale on the way up. Okay, so keep going at your own pace. If you're very strong, maybe you want to take your hands further ahead of you and lean your pelvis forward, and then you can do the work from here, which is much harder. Or anyone who's doing this who's very strong, full push-up position. So keep going for another 3. I'm just going to open the window because it's boiling in here. And 2. And 1. And then slowly make your way up. We're going to do the whole thing on the other side. So let's turn around. And you're going to find your ball or your weight or your towel, whatever you were using on the first side. Let's tuck it behind the other leg. Okay, hands on the floor, maybe using a pillow under your knees if you need more comfort. And we're going to begin with the circle movement of the thigh, up and around. We're squeezing the ball. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Big as you can with this knee. And just careful that your arms aren't bending under the pressure. So although it looks like just a leg exercise, we're actually working our whole body. Working our arms, muscles in our wrists, our shoulders, our spine. Even your supporting leg is working. Change direction, reverse. Feel your core working as well. Inhale, exhale for each circle. Keep zipping up your belly button and your pelvic floor. Last two. And one. Bring your knee down. You can remove the ball. Just push it to one side. Let's come into our downward facing dog. So feet together, send your pelvis up, and you're gonna pedal and switch, really elongating that muscle. So push your heel towards the floor. Maybe connecting the heel to the ground if you can. Your head is relaxed, your chest is relaxed, your belly is relaxed. And another 3. And 2. And 1. Bringing your knees down to the ground. Let's come up for a moment. So the leg that you've been working is now the one that's going to step forward. So you're going to bring it towards the front of the mat. You're going to bring your hands down by your foot. And just relax here, take a few breaths. We're not going anywhere yet. You want to soften your belly, soften your chest, and even let your forehead drop down so the back of the neck is lengthening here and stretching out. And now the hand that's with the bent knee on the same side is going to reach up. So you're going to turn and you're going to stretch your hand behind you. And now we're going to bring it down. On the inside of the leg, we're going to tap the floor. So we're going to open up, reach your hand behind you, and you're going to tap your hand on the floor. So your spine is really moving here. Twist and tap. Maybe you can get your elbow down on the floor. Reaching, stretch, elbow down, tap. If the elbow is too much for you, then just keep the hand coming down. Tap. Breathe in. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, big stretch. And bring it down, well done. Let's take the hands onto the floor. We're going to step back, coming into downward dog just briefly. And then bring your body forward and lower yourself all the way down onto your stomach. Your hands are going to come under your forehead as a support. And we're going to lift the leg that we've been working with. So we're going to pulse this leg up and down, and your forehead is resting on your hands. So make sure your knee is totally straight, you're reaching it back, and you're squeezing your buttock. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your leg down. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Hands next to your chest. We're going to push up into Cobra. So go ahead and lift your chest as much as you can. Shoulders away from ears, chin up. And then release. We're going to repeat the movement of the legs. So hands under forehead. Bending the knee this time. We're going to pulse up, down. The knee is bent to 90 degrees, so don't curl it right the way into your buttock. Head is on your hands. Keep going at your own pace. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. We're going to do our Cobra for the last time. Hands next to your chest. Go ahead and push up. Nice big stretch. Shoulders away from your ears. And release. Coming down. Let's take one more. Nice big stretch up. And we'll pull back into child's pose. Bring the buttocks to the heels. And your arms reach out in front of you as much as you can. Okay, let's roll up slowly. Well done. Now we're going to sit down on our bottom using the length of the mat. And we're going to stretch out our left leg straight. We're going to turn out our right knee. So it's open in a frog position. And now place your hands on your left knee and slide your hands down, 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 down as much as you can, bringing your head forward. If you can take your hands all the way over your foot, you're going to grab your foot and pull your toes towards you. And we're going to breathe. You can bring your head towards your knee. So I want you to feel a stretch behind the back of your knee here, in your hamstring. And breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And then roll up slowly. And now the leg that we've been stretching, we're going to lift in the air. We're going to interlace our hands behind the arch of the foot. And we're going to attempt to stretch this leg up towards the ceiling as much as we can. So don't worry if it doesn't fully straighten, you do what you can. Bend your knee towards you again. And repeat, stretching your leg up as straight as it will go. And then bending it back towards you. Exhale, stretching up. Inhale, releasing down. We're going to go twice more. We prepared the muscle with the first stretch, so it should already be a little more open here. And release. Last time, big stretch up. Okay, good. Now I want you to keep your leg in the air. I'm just going to come forward a little bit so I'm in the right frame. We're going to bring our elbows down onto the floor. This knee is still turned out and the top leg is straight. And we're going to draw a circle with this top leg around and up. And again, around and up. Use your tummy muscles. Hold them in nice and tight. You should feel your core working, as well as, of course, your leg muscles. Circle around and up. Try and keep your knee that's turned out really relaxed. One more circle. And change direction, reverse, round and up. If you're uncomfortable here on your arms, you can lie down on your back. But I think the core works more if we're up on our elbows, so if you can, go for it. Continue. This is 3. And around, as much as we can. Don't worry if it doesn't straighten all the way, you do what you can. Breathe in, bend, and reach. This is my much less flexible side. You probably have one side that's a little easier to stretch than the other. It's been like this since I was about 16, and no matter how much stretching I do, I'm always with one leg a little bit more flexible than the other. Last 2. And 1. And now I'm going to keep the leg in the air. I'm just going to shuffle forwards so you can see me better. We're going to come down onto our elbows. We're keeping our left knee turned out and our right leg straight. And we're going to do a big sweeping circle around and across and up, as big as you can. And again, around and up. We're working our abdominals and our hip muscles. So big as you can. And I know it's hard to keep your left knee still. Just see how much you can stabilize it. Anybody who's very uncomfortable in your elbows, you can lie down on your back. Let's reverse and go the other way around. Big as you possibly can, using all your hip flexibility. Try not to crash into the furniture. This is 3. And 2, tight tummy muscles all the way through. Last one, keeping your leg in the air, lie all the way down on your back. And then reach for the lowest point on your leg. So maybe it's behind your knee, maybe your calf, maybe you can get to your foot, wherever you can reach is fine. We're gonna hold and stretch the back of the knee as much as you can. Our left leg is still very much in the same position, turned out, relax. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale, release your leg down. Let's bring our knees together and just gently rock your legs side to side like windshield wipers. Relaxing your back. It should feel really, really nice on your low back. Okay, let's do a little bit of work on our low back muscles and our leg muscles. So we're going to have our feet almost together, very little space between the feet and between the knees. We're going to have our hands on the floor. We're going to begin with our left leg stretched up to the ceiling. We're going to push our pelvis up and we're going to pulse for 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot down, bring the pelvis down. Change legs, reaching up. We're going to pulse, pulse, pulse. We're going to come down and place the foot down. So let's go a little quicker. Left leg. 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Change sides. 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Switching, pulse, 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 and down. Change, pulse, 2, 3, and down. We'll do 4 more. Keep going. Squeezing the butt. And down, and a pulse. 2, 3, and down. Last 2. Last 1, 2, 3, and down. Well done. Turn out your knees like a frog. Hug your feet towards your chest, knees very wide, and breathe here. So you should be feeling a huge stretch through your inner thighs, through your groin. Big toes towards your tummy or towards your chest if you can. And hold it here to breathe. Maybe you want to rock gently side to side to massage out your back. Okay, we're going to come up slowly. All right, let's take hold of our strap. You can sit in any position that's comfortable for your legs, so you might want to kneel or sit on a chair or even stand up if your legs are getting kind of tight. We're going to hold the strap a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart, and then we're going to take our hands behind us until we find that really good stretch across our chest, and we're going to stay. It's usually when the band is right behind the back of the head. That's usually the tightest point. If this feels like it's not much stretch for you, then I want you to climb your hands a little closer together and then return to the same position. We're sitting tall and we're bringing our chin just a little down to our chest. We're not going to slouch, we're just bringing our chin down. And then we're going to bring our chin back up again. So let's do it 4 times. Chin down, don't move your spine, just your head. And then chin lifts. Keep holding the position. This is an amazing stretch for your chest and so good for your posture. Chin up. Last time, chin down. And chin up, and then let's return our hands and bring them all the way over. Very good. You can put your strap back to the side. Make your way onto your knees, maybe using a pillow for your knees if you need to. And we want to be right in the very middle of our mat, so we have equal space on either side. And now we're going to reach out our left hand, bring it onto the floor. And we're going to reach out our right leg, and we're also going to bring that onto the floor. Okay, top hand on your hip. Tummy muscles very tight, ready to go. We're going to lift our top leg up as high as we can, and we're going to stay at that height. So whatever the height is for you, you stay. Whether it's lower or higher, just hold the same height. And draw a very tiny circle at that height, which is very challenging. So if it's too intense for you, maybe pick a lower height and circle there. Or if you're finding it easy, you can send it a little higher. Try to open your chest. Good, reverse the other way, backward. This is hard work. Don't worry if your leg is not high, any amount of lift off the floor is fantastic. We're going to bring the foot down, stay down on the floor. Now this top hand is going to stretch overhead and you're going to really side bend, so you're making a banana shape with your whole spine. And maybe you can slide this leg a little further out for more stretch. Hold it there, breathe nice and deep. Okay, good. And then come and sit down slowly onto this hip. So we haven't moved anything, we've come from here and we've just sat down on our hip. And now we're going to go up and down a few times. So we're going to lift onto this hand, we're going to lift, we're going to stretch like we did a moment ago. And we're going to come back down and we're going to sit down on our hip. And again, nice big side bend overhead. And we're going to sit. And again, overhead. And sit. If you want to work a little bit harder, you can lift your top leg in the air. And then bring it back down to the floor. 3 more times. Take it over, maybe lifting your top leg. And down. Last one. Over. And down. Let's stay sitting on our hip. We're going to bend our back knees. We're coming into this mermaid position. And then take your hands behind you and lean onto your hands. Just make sure your knee is down on the floor. And you may already feel some stretch here. So if you do, you can stay. Or if you need more stretch, I want you to come onto your elbows so you're dropping a little bit lower. But this knee has got to stay on the floor. So if we've dropped onto our elbows and our knees come up, we want to come back up onto our hands. And then maybe a couple of you who are very flexible, and you can come all the way down onto your shoulders without having lifted this knee up. So stay where you are, 3 more cycles of breath. And then slowly make your way back up. And we're going to come back up onto our knees. Okay, ready for the second side. So I want you to take your right hand out, reach it as far as you can onto the mat. Take your left leg out, same thing, reach it out as far as you can. And top hand comes onto your hip bone for a little bit of support. Now we're going to choose a height that works for us. So the higher will be harder, the higher you are, lower will be easier. And we're going to circle the leg at that height. So try not to droop down, maintain the height that you picked. Tiny, tiny circles. And keep breathing. Tummy muscles really engaged. Change direction, reverse. Feel it right inside your hip joint. This is amazing hip conditioning. And the leg comes to the floor. The top hand reaches overhead, so we're coming into this nice big rainbow shape or banana shape. See if you can slide your foot a little further away from you and drop your head more towards the ground. And breathe. Very nice. Coming down, we're going to sit down on our hip. Let's just take a breath in. And now we're going to go up and down a few times. So we're going to lift onto the hand, come back to this nice big side bend, and we sit back down on the hip. Let's go again. Over side bend, and down. Lifting up, push into your hand, take it over, and take it down. You've got the option of making it more challenging by lifting this top leg up and lowering it down. Let's take another 3, and down, and 2, and down. Last time. Lift, and rest. Good. Coming into mermaid, we're going to bend both knees. So just make sure this knee is on the floor. And then we're going to take our hands behind us. So you might feel a stretch here, and that's fine, you can stay. Most important thing here is this knee is on the floor. So if you could drop to the next level onto your elbows and still keep this knee down, you can stay here. If you want to go all the way back, as long as your knee can stay down, that's fine as well. I'm going to stay for 4 breaths. And when you're ready, you can slowly prop yourself back up. And we're going to lie down on our back. You need to use your ball or some kind of pillow for this exercise. So making your way onto your back and bringing one or the other. And we're going to tuck the ball or the pillow underneath our low back, right under the tailbone. And then we're going to stretch our legs straight up to the ceiling. Okay, good. And we're going to turn our feet a little bit out to the side. And now our legs are straight. We're going to crisscross our legs. So one goes in front of the other. We're going to open and switch. Open and switch. This is really good work for our inner thighs. Do make sure your knees are straight and your tummy muscles are engaged. You're not wobbling all over the place. Breathe in, open. Breathe out, cross. Inhale, open. Exhale, cross. 6 and cross. 5 and cross. Feel your inner thighs. 3, cross. 2, cross. And 1 and cross. Now, without opening the feet, we're just going to cross, cross, cross. You can continue like this with your legs up high, or if you'd like to work harder, I want you to take your legs away from you and find the right point where you feel your abdominals being challenged. So we keep continuing to cross, cross, cross. The lower your legs are, the more it works your core. So if you're strong, you can take it really far down. Or if it's hard for you, keep your legs higher up. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your legs down, well done. Remove the ball and come all the way down. Let's place our ball or our pillow between our knees with our feet resting on the mat. And now, those of you with osteoporosis, I want you to just squeeze your ball and contract your pelvic floor and then release. And repeat, squeeze the ball, pelvic floor contracts and release. Anyone who has a magic circle, the Pilates hoop, you can use that for this exercise. If you don't have osteoporosis and you've still got a bit of energy left in you, we're going to squeeze pelvic floor in, but we're also going to reach our hands forward. We're going to come down to relax. So we squeeze the ball, pelvic floor contracts, and we reach the arms forward and release. Squeeze and reach and down. Contract the pelvic floor, reach and down. Let's go 4 more times. Knees squeeze and reach. Release. Squeeze and reach. Release. Last 2. And 1. And we're coming down. Okay, good. Let's take our arms open to the sides of the room. And imagine you've super glued the whole of the back of your arm and your hand to the floor, both sides. We lift the legs with the ball. And we're going to put our feet together. And we're going to draw a little circle movement with our legs, going around to the right, over to the left, and back up towards our chest. The legs move right, down and round, left and up. I want you to squeeze your ball the whole time. So think of pressing your knees together and think of pulling in your pelvic floor muscles. Your arms, your shoulders are super glued to the floor. Don't let them leave. So sometimes if we're over adventurous and we draw a really big circle, our shoulders start to come up with us. Better to keep it smaller and more precise. We're changing direction, so let's go over to the left. Circle down and around and come around to the right and up. Don't forget to squeeze your ball. Push your shoulders into the floor. Suck in that pelvic floor muscle. This is such a good strengthener for your abdominals. Last two. And last one. And we bring it down. Well done. Removing the ball. Just put it to one side. Feet as wide as the mat. We're taking a high bridge, reaching up. So really squeeze your glutes. Hold it here. And reach up your right hand, lifting your right heel off the floor. Come back down, heel down, hand down. Change sides, lift your heel, reach your hand. And release, kind of like a puppet on a string. Lift one side and drop. And lift the other side and drop. You want to feel that your buttock fires up on the side that you're reaching up with. Really, so buttock muscles, squeeze and reach your hand. And down. Your pelvis will tilt very slightly to one side as your heel comes up. And switch, really stretch to the ceiling. And switch. This is also very good for your low back. It's really strengthening the low back. And switch. We're going twice more. Reach. And last one. Okay, good. Now both heels, both hands stretch. And bring it down. Don't rush. Coming up. Heels up, hands up. And down. Feel how hard the back of your legs are working. Your buttocks. And down. Two more. Reach. And down. This is our last one. Squeeze your buttocks. And then slowly roll on down through your spine. All the way down to your tail. Well done. Hug your right knee. Extend out your left knee. And breathe. Your neck is relaxed. Shoulders relaxed. Now we're going to let the leg go and change sides. So bring your left knee to your chest, hug it tight, right leg is straight. And release. Take your feet nice and wide on the mat, knees bent. Take both knees over to one side and just hang out here for a couple of breaths. Relaxing your knees. You can turn your head in the same direction as your knees. And then the other way, drop your knees to the other side, turn your head. And we're going to make our way very slowly up. I'm just going to check the time because I have no idea where we are. Okay. This will be our last set and then we're going to move into relaxation. So you're going to take your ball. And you're going to tuck it behind your low back, or you can also use a folded pillow here. And you're going to have your knees bent and together. So you're going to squeeze your inner thighs together with your feet on the floor. And the ball should be really, really up close next to your low back, so you have something to lean against. Okay, let's take our arms ahead of us. And now we're going to pull one arm back behind us, and we're going to reach back out. Change sides, so it's as if you're rolling. Pull one arm back, and then stretch back out. Making a fist. Pull and stretch. Change sides. Pull and stretch. And as you pull, you tighten your tummy muscles, reaching back. Stretch and switch and stretch. If you'd like to work hard, you can extend your leg out on the elbow that you're pulling back on the same side, and then release. Extending out the leg and pulling. And release. But you're going to keep your knees together. Pull and stretch. Pull and release. You can continue without legs if you like, just moving the arms. Let's do two more. Pull, stretch, pull, and stretch. Let's come up for a breath. So just relaxing for a moment. You guys are working really hard today, well done. Okay, last exercise, coming back onto our ball. So now we're going to interlace our hands behind our head, and this is quite a hard position to hold. So if it's too much for you, you can put your hands down on the floor. But if you can manage it, hands here. And you're going to twist and lift one knee. Come back to center. Twist, you're going towards your knee, and center. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, twist, inhale. If you're doing it with your hands down, you're going to turn your shoulders and twist towards the knee that lifts. Let's go for another 6. This is our last thing. So last bit of energy, and then we're going to relax. 4, and switch. Feel your abdominals. 3, 1, and switch. Well done, everybody. Come up, big inhale. And we're moving straight into relaxation. Come and lie down on your back and get comfortable. Well done, that was a hard class. And I can see some of you on the side working very, very hard. Well done. Okay, let's get comfortable. We're gonna lie down. We're gonna take a few breaths, letting the stomach relax, letting all those muscles that we just worked switch off. So in order to have full control of our bodies, we want to be able to work the body as a unit, work all the muscles together. We also want to be able to isolate the muscles, which we've done a lot of today. But we also need to be able to completely relax. So if we can't relax, we don't have full control over the muscles. So now I want you to totally let go. Let your muscles just melt into the floor. Let your bones relax, let the joints soften. Shoulders relaxing away from your ears. Softening your throat and your neck, the crown of your head, the back of your head. And allowing your spine to melt into the floor behind you, nice and heavy and relaxed. Your low back is relaxing. Your waist is relaxing. Back of the ribs, back of the shoulders are relaxing. The back of your arms are relaxing, your hands and fingers are relaxing. Your buttocks, the back of your legs, back of your knees are relaxing. Ankles and feet relaxing, toes relaxing. And now the front of the body, we're going to soften the tops of our feet, the tops of our ankles, and our shins, nice and light, relaxed. And our kneecaps are relaxed, our thighs are relaxed, and our hip flexors are relaxed. The lower belly is relaxed, the pelvic floor is relaxed. The belly button, the waist, the front of the ribs, your chest is relaxing. Your collarbones and your sternum are relaxing. Your jaw, your cheeks, your lips are relaxing, the mouth is relaxing. The tip of your nose is relaxing, your forehead is relaxing. Your eyebrows and your eyelids are relaxing. Your whole body is relaxing. Your whole body and your mind are relaxing. Deepen your breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your stomach, your ribs, your waist. And let's take a moment to thank our bodies for the amazing things they do for us, all those amazing movements that you've just done with your body. The strength of your muscles, the flexibility of your joints. Let's just take a moment to thank our body for all that they do for us. And we'll take another big inhale, big exhale. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and slowly, when you're ready, you can begin to make your way out of your relaxation. Thank you very much for joining me today.